Hi, everyone. This is Dale in Florida. Welcome you all to our second live profit clicking call this evening. Now, the person that I'm about to bring on is not new to the business world. He has been a business owner and entrepreneur since 1987, successfully involved with direct sales, marketing, and development with many successful companies, including one of the first service-based direct companies. He's been involved with online marketing since 2000. He's a family man, having been married for over 27 years and has 7 beautiful children. And now we are so fortunate to have him on our team. And on that note, Doc, are you ready to go?
Dale, I am here, and I am absolutely excited and honored to be here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, Doc. We're all excited, and the call is all yours.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. As we get started here, folks, I just want to say welcome. It is indeed an honor and a privilege for me to come and share the next little while with each one of you. I know there's a lot of excited people that are on the line. There's probably even a few that are concerned that are dialing in tonight. And we've got some fabulous information to share with you. I want to start tonight, first of all, by giving you a little bit of an update on what's taking place with our website. In case you haven't noticed, folks, there's been some major upgrades that have gone live just in the last couple of days. And I want to start with just a brief overview of how to utilize the website. I know we've got many new members that are joining our organization, and as we complete the remaining pieces, the components that have to do with training and tutorials and things like that, it's always great to be able to get familiar with the first step. So if you take a look at our website at profitclicking.com, you'll see that there are some major improvements that have just come online. One of the major improvements is to help people understand what makes profit clicking so unique and special. We've added a section right on the main page that identifies our strengths and what makes us different and sustainable. And this is vital information. This is exciting information. It helps us understand why profit clicking is such an incredible place to be at this particular time. And so if you haven't had the opportunity yet, ladies and gentlemen, to review that section, I highly encourage you to do that, to really begin to develop an understanding of why profit clicking is so special and unique. We have the strengths and what makes us different and sustainable that's been added. You'll see that there are we've added a new section where we're going to have testimonials that are rotating through. There's a number of supporting components that are still finishing their final stages of development that will be added to some of these pieces on the site. But at least you can come and see what's taken place with the incredible team that we have here at Profit Clicking. So you'll also notice, ladies and gentlemen, that the process for a new member joining has been improved. One of the critical components that Profit Clicking has added that Just Been Paid did not have was a retail side. And although what's really important for our members all over the world is the ability to be able to create daily sales profits and generate income, what's equally important from many different perspectives is how well we can reduce potential liability for our members. We not only want to provide an incredible opportunity, a very lucrative opportunity, but we also want to provide a safe and sustainable opportunity. And that's one of the reasons why this component was so important to be added. So you'll notice that there is a process now for individuals who want to come and just increase traffic to their website. Maybe you know someone who is a business owner and they have a website. Maybe they have a sandwich shop or a card printing business or an online store where they market and sell online and they just want to get more traffic to their website. You can invite them to come to Profit Clicking, select the Why Buy Traffic Only option, and we will actually give them a gift of the first 1,000 visitors to come to their site. So that's a wonderful option that we now have available. That process has now been introduced, and you can see that if you go through the steps, for someone who is just simply looking to improve traffic to their site and wants to take advantage of the incredible resources that are available at Profit Clicking, they can now do that. On the other hand, we also have an opportunity for individuals who want to not only take advantage of increasing traffic, but also would like to take advantage of potential additional income. We have the Why Buy Traffic and Get Paid, or Join and Get Paid option. And so maybe you're someone who understands the value of having additional traffic to your site, but you're also very, very interested in generating a substantial additional income. You can take advantage of our Join in and Get Paid option and be able to have the opportunity to not only introduce or increase traffic to your own personal website, but also actually generate daily sales profits by purchasing ad package, what we call our ad packages, that will actually generate profits for you going forward. And so the buy traffic only process has been introduced and added to our site. The Join and Get Paid process has been simplified, and I think you'll really appreciate those two if you haven't had the chance to see them. We also have a new wallet. The new wallet has been an incredible upgrade in our process in the migration from Just Been Paid over to Profit Clicking. And for those of you that are taking advantage of the Join and Get Paid option, you'll be the ones that really appreciate this new feature. It gives you the opportunity that when you log into your account, you'll be able to have a glance, just a bird's eye glance at what's taking place, how much funds available you have in your wallet. If you have daily sales profits that have accumulated from your ad packages, they'll be listed there and available, as well as the PC panel system as it finishes up its completed stages and comes online. So I want to just share that with you. Then I want to take a minute and talk about our ad packs. The ad packs that we have in Profit Clicking, I kind of refer to them as the bread and butter of our opportunity. The ad packs are an incredible resource and an incredible potential for individuals who are interested in developing an additional revenue source. The ad packs, for those of you that have come to us from the Just Been Paid organization, were very similar to what you knew as the triplers. With the ad packages, if you choose to go the Join and Get Paid route, we actually give you your first pack. It's a $10 value. We give you that as an opportunity, as a gift from the organization to come in and start test driving the system, so to speak, get some experience with it, and really see how powerful this resource in our organization is. Now, right now, the daily sales commissions that we have in Profit Clicking, and this is also another enhancement that has come available with the Profit Clicking organization. The daily sales commissions, ladies and gentlemen, are calculated based on the sales of ad packages in the system. Some of the questions that have come in to member services have to do with why did the daily sales profits in our old account drop down from what it was in Just Been Paid to what it is in Profit Clicking. And I want to answer that with another point that I want you to consider, and that is, in Profit Clicking, the fact that our daily sales commissions are tied to the sale of the actual product inside the system. The more ad packages that we sell, the greater the potential is to be able to increase what you can receive in daily sales commissions. That's a huge, huge upgrade with Profit Clicking, because the potential does exist to actually receive more than what you did in Just Been Paid. So right now, when you purchase an ad pack in Profit Clicking on a weekday, which would be Monday through Friday, you have the potential to receive 20 cents per ad pack per day. On the weekends, it's 10 cents per ad pack per day. And that can actually go up. The more excited that our members are, and the more that they engage and share this incredible opportunity, the greater the sales volume is in the organization. That can reflect directly back to the potential that you're going to receive when you purchase ad packs. So I really want to encourage you to take advantage of that. That is a tremendous improvement that we have now that was not available previously. Now, there are still a number of other components that are being completed with this incredible process. I want to speak about the migration process itself for just a moment. We touched on this just a little bit last week, but I want to take another minute because I know that obviously there wasn't a lot. There's people here tonight that weren't here last week, but this is a very, very important point. Many members have sent in tickets asking the question, why has it taken so long to complete this migration process? And when can we expect to see this migration being completed and really be able to move full bore into marketing? And the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, the process of migrating from Just Been Paid into Profit Clicking was much more complex than initially anticipated. There were so many moving pieces. There were so many different components. And if you look at the website that we have, I think you'll agree that there's been great efforts and energies put into improving the look and feel, bringing the professionalism into it, modernizing it, so to speak, functionality, user-friendliness, how the different processes flow. All of these components that are very important to ensure that our member does, in fact, end up with a very user-friendly, simple experience. All these components are very complex, and we actually have a very large team that has been working around the clock for several weeks to get these processes completed. And we are very, very close. We're just coming down the home stretch. In fact, I know that one of the big questions is when can we expect to see the process come out of beta, the beta stage. And our goal, ladies and gentlemen, is to have all of the components that were previously available and Just Been Paid, the actual components themselves, fully available and ready by next week. But the actual beta stage of our Profit Clicking website will continue probably for several weeks because we have additional products and services that are coming online as well as other features. So I just want you to know that everything that you fell in love with in Just Been Paid will be available here in Profit Clicking and a whole lot more. In fact, I think it's pretty safe to say that what you're going to see in the very near future, ladies and gentlemen, will eclipse your wildest dreams of Just Been Paid. It's that amazing. The resources that have been brought together and put into this project are just second to none. Last week I had the privilege of sharing this opportunity with Frederick Mann. Those of you that were here before got to listen in on that, but I know that when the initial negotiation processes were starting with Frederick for the Profit Clicking organization to basically acquire Just Been Paid, Frederick had some concerns, some very legitimate concerns, and one of those was to make sure that the members in Just Been Paid would be able to have everything that they had in Profit Clicking, be able to continue with all of those same benefits. That was a criteria that he was adamant about. And so there's been a tremendous amount of effort and energy gone into ensuring that that is, in fact, carried through. You'll notice on our new update that just went live, we now have the $1 Million Challenge that's available on the site. That was something that our members were familiar with previously. We have a new video that's been developed to share the $1 Million Challenge. That's pretty exciting. There's some key elements here in Profit Clicking that really, really set us above and beyond and apart from anything else on the net. And so if you stop and think about this, ladies and gentlemen, what we have to offer to people right now tonight, it's a stage where we are right now, and that is the opportunity for a new person to come and join our system. We give them their first either 1,000 clicks if they're looking for traffic, or their first $10 value if they want to start to develop an additional income stream. They can come and start with that gift from the organization and begin to get the experience of finding out how the system works. So you can actually come and begin to develop a very substantial potential here just with that first $10 ad pack. In fact, I think you'll find testimonials on our site from people that have done just that. One of the things that's special and unique about Profit Clicking is you do not have to, there's no sponsorship requirements. This is all about helping the 98 percenters. So we're not going to tell you the only way that you can qualify for daily sales commissions is if you sponsor a certain amount of people. You can qualify for those daily sales commissions whether you ever share this with anyone or not. However, having said that, I would just invite you to consider that if you really understand how powerful this is, why would you not want to share it with everyone that you know? Because it truly is that good. Okay, so we have the updates to the home page. We've talked a little bit about the join process. It's very simple. It's very user-friendly. When you join the system, you can start with the very first $10 value that we give you to begin the process and watch and see how that process grows. Now, there is one thing that each member needs to do to qualify for those daily sales commissions. I want to talk about that for just a moment. This goes back to our commitment to reduce the potential liability for our members worldwide and the need that we had for a retail component. One of the requirements to qualify for the daily sales commissions, in fact, it's the only requirement, is that you take advantage of our traffic exchange and that you surf a minimum of 3 websites a day. You'll notice when you log into your account that there is what's called a traffic exchange and traffic stats area that you'll find on your dashboard page. And it gives you the opportunity to view websites in the traffic exchange so that you can qualify for those daily sales commissions. The reason why this is required is because it's what makes the traffic exchange valuable, number one, and it ensures that our retail component is, in fact, a retail component. If we have someone who comes to us and says, I want to buy 50,000 visitors to my website, we can guarantee that they are going to get 50,000 visitors because of this requirement. So when you go click that link, if you want to qualify for your daily sales commissions, you click the link to view websites, and you need to view a minimum of 3 websites a day. And it's something that anyone can do. It's a simple point and click process. You'll click on the button to view websites. It will open up a new window in your browser, and you will see a website that has been brought to the organization that has actually purchased traffic to come to their site. And you're going to see websites that absolutely you'll have interest in. Some websites that you see may not be that appealing to you personally, but you're going to find all kinds of products and services and opportunities that you may have quite an interest in. And when you view those websites, it gives you an opportunity to make that decision for yourself, number one, and it also meets the qualification that we have, the requirement that we have to view those sites. So I just encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, to really understand how valuable this is. I know that there have been some that have resisted a little bit and asked the question, why is this important? The simple answer is it is what protects us long term. It helps to reduce the potential liability for our members, and it is an incredibly valuable resource. We're going to talk about Alexa ratings here a little bit later in this call. And the fact that we have such a high volume of traffic, and the fact that we have members all over the world, and that we have this component into our system gives incredible value to profit clicking, which increases the potential of you being able to go out and share this with other people and have them actually recognize the value of accepting that invitation. In other words, if I'm a private business owner and you come to me and you talk to me about profit clicking as a resource to increase traffic to my website, I'm going to listen to you because of how effective profit clicking is at getting traffic to my site. And so I invite you to really look at this requirement from that perspective, because it really and truly is one of the reasons why this is such a powerful, powerful opportunity. And so from a standpoint of what can I do to earn daily sales commissions, I need to view a minimum of 3 websites a day. Very, very simple. And actually, you can actually meet that requirement in less than a minute per site. It's just phenomenal. I have to pinch myself when I really think about what's required here in profit clicking, because of the experience that I've had coming from the network world and the marketing world, and so many places where you had to do so many things to qualify for commissions. In profit clicking, it's really simple. View 3 websites, and you're qualified for daily sales commissions. Fantastic. Now, the next question that comes up is, what about if you have a vacation planned, or you get sick, or there's a death in the family, or some circumstance arises that you're just simply not able to view those websites? What happens then? Well, you'll be happy to know, ladies and gentlemen, we've actually built in a feature that you can reserve website views. And so if you're planning a vacation, if you want to just have a little bit of a buffer, which I encourage you to do, take a few extra minutes and view a few extra websites every day and let that reserve build up a little bit. You can actually build a reserve of up to 45 days worth of viewing websites, and the system will track that for you. So if you're planning a vacation, if you just want to have a little bit of a buffer in case something happens that interferes with your ability to view the sites, go in and build yourself a little bit of reserve, and that'll be there for you. I think that's just a fabulous feature that we have. And so what we've tried to do, ladies and gentlemen, is really make it so simple that there's no one left out. Even people who don't have a computer, who don't have internet service at their home, they can now go to the library or a friend's house or some other way to access the internet. We've literally, because of these features that have been added, have opened up and broadened the spectrum of the potential individuals that can now take advantage of this incredible opportunity. That is fabulous. So our ad packages are a phenomenal opportunity. You can qualify for daily sales commissions very, very easily. And the daily sales commission potential in profit clicking actually has the ability to go up. So the more sales we can create, the more potential we have to pay out in the daily sales commissions, which I think is just phenomenal. That touches on a few of the new items that we have. We've got a number of other support pages that are coming online. Some of them are just coming up now. Some of them will be coming online over the next couple of days. I'll talk just a little bit about what's coming. We have an events page that is being modified to give you access to a full monthly calendar. It'll give you links for all of the support, live support calls that are taking place, the webinar broadcasts. You'll have links for archived calls, so those of you that would like to come back and revisit this particular call, for example, will be able to do so. Those of you that would like to review the call from last week will be able to do so. That is just being finished up now. We have a media page that is absolutely phenomenal coming online. It gives us an opportunity to connect with our blog, with daily announcements. It even identifies the top independent business owners in our system, the top earners in the system. And I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you really take into consideration the potential that people have to be blessed financially with profit clicking, it's astonishing. For example, I just looked at the chart that we have, top earners in our system. The number one individual in the system right now only has 10 referrals and has already earned close to $1 million just from the active positions in the system. And you can take a look at those numbers for yourself. They'll be, as we go forward in the system, obviously those are going to be changing. But one of the things that we are so proud of in profit clicking is that this is an opportunity that success is not tied directly to a person's ability to sponsor the planet. You'll notice that there are some people that have a lot of referrals. You'll notice that there are some people that have just a few referrals. And the difference is you can offset the balance of how many referrals you have with the number of ad packages that you purchase in the system. So if you're someone that has resources and you would just want to take advantage of the opportunity to capitalize on all the people that are looking for more traffic to their website, you might come into the system and get a lot of ad packs working for you. If you're someone who doesn't have financial resources, you have time and you need to generate income, you can go out and offset that equation by being able to bring in a lot more referrals. So we have the best of both worlds available for our members in the system, and I think that's truly an incredible gift and an incredible opportunity that we have. So the media page is coming online. We have a testimonial page coming online. It hasn't been completed yet. We have a regional reps page that's in development right now, and I'll tell you just a little bit about that. In Just Been Paid, those of you that were in Just Been Paid will be familiar with the regional representatives page. What it is it gives us an opportunity to connect with very talented, educated individuals all over the world who understand the system and can take it upon themselves to provide the training materials and support materials in other languages. So if you're someone in Africa that doesn't speak English, or you have connections in that area with people who don't speak English, you could connect with the representative in that area who provides the support in that native tongue. So we have the regional representatives page that's in development, very, very close to being brought up online. That's going to be a huge component. So there's just a few more pieces to complete to get profit clicking fully operational to be able to provide all of the features that Just Been Paid had. But what I want you to hear, ladies and gentlemen, is that is not in any way, shape, or form going to be the completed process for profit clicking. The master plan for profit clicking is to add so much more. There are a number of very, very exciting products and services coming online. I'm not going to take time tonight to talk about those because I know we've got some other issues to address. But I just want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, there are some very exciting additional pieces that are coming to this. And so be excited. Just know that your concerns and that your questions are being addressed, that there are teams of people already in place that are working around the clock to complete the final linking and the technological components that are necessary to get everything fully functional. Once we have all those components done, we're going to turn on our marketing. We have a whole social media campaign that's just absolutely phenomenal, just about ready to go into full swing. We have an affiliate website available, a couple more in development. We've got banners that have been completed. There's a whole marketing sales support piece that's just getting the finishing touches right now. And when you see these come on, and when you see the quality and the energy that's gone into development, I think you're going to be very, very proud, and you'll understand why it has, in fact, taken the time that it's taken. So I wanted to share those updates really quick, and then also try to get to taking some of your questions here. I'm going to turn the call back to Dell for just a few moments, and then I'll be back in just a moment.
Okay, thanks so much, Doc. The new features that are coming are so exciting, and I want to thank you for going over some key points and bringing in more clarity for everyone. Now, I'm going to open up the line shortly for questions, but first, Doc, I've compiled a list of the most important questions coming in from our members, and I would love for you to take some time to address those. Would you mind doing that?
I'd be happy to.
Oh, great. Okay, let's see. Let me start with this one. Why is my withdrawal request taking longer than the 10 days?
Well, Dale, I'm glad you asked that, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would have been looking forward to this question. The truth is, we have in the company an amazing technical team. When the migration process took place, we went from a manual system, and if you'll remember, ladies and gentlemen, in the old system there were daily limits that were set in place, and if you tried to do a withdrawal, and that daily limit could literally lock you out. In the new system, we have no daily limits. We have gone from a manual system to a fully automated payment system. Now, while this process has been developed, we wanted to make sure that as we brought this online, we wanted to have all eyes on it and take it through the proper testing and make sure all the transactions were completed properly, and we needed to make sure that it was accurate. So there's been quite a bit of time and energy going into this. What's really, really cool is there's no longer daily limits in the system. Everybody can actually go in and request a withdrawal. As we get closer and closer to completing all of those components, you will see that issue is going to go away. You'll be able to see a much clearer understanding of when to expect your withdrawal to come. And aside from that, there is one other fact that I'll share, and that is the truth is with profit clicking going through this process, we have to establish a relationship with the payment processors and so forth, and you have to go through a series of qualifications and jump through some hoops. And profit clicking, even though we are working with an organization that has a lot of history, the Just Been Paid organization, profit clicking as a name with some of these payment processors in this particular area is relatively new. And when we brought the organization and the website up, we had a tremendous amount of volume that was generated. And so what that does is that just makes it so there's a lot of eyes looking at our process to make sure that everything is running smoothly, that's been done properly. And so you can be assured, ladies and gentlemen, that the withdrawal process, as it completes this stage, you're going to see it much more timely, much more user-friendly, and just please be patient with that. Does that help, Dale?
That sure does, Doc. Thank you so much. I have a few more here. Let me see. The next one is, Doc, why are the daily sales profits so far behind right now?
Okay, another great question. The truth of the matter is this. When a member purchases an ad pack, the daily sales profits actually begin to calculate immediately. What's actually running behind is the system's ability to capture that data and display it in the money monitor area on the dashboard. And so I know that some of the members have been asking, the concern has been, if I'm not going to see a profit come in for 3 or 4 days, then I'm not going to purchase my ad pack for 3 or 4 days, and that's not the case. When you purchase an ad pack in the system, it does begin to accrue value as long as you're meeting your Surfing 3 websites a day requirement. And you'll notice that as the calculations are continually caught up, they're actually backdated. So right now, I actually just checked with the programming department just before the call started because I wanted to make sure that I had some real facts along this. We're actually in the process right now of running 2 days at a time simultaneously to get this caught up. We fully expect that by the end of next week, we will be processing daily sales commissions in the very day. But what I want you to understand, again, the daily sales commissions that are generated on your ad packs are generating commissions right now the moment you start to buy them. It's just that you're not seeing those profits displayed on your site and that should be fully caught up by the latter part of next week.
Well, that's great, Doc, and that really takes care of my next question as far as viewing ads and folks not receiving their daily profits. So thank you so much for elaborating there.
Well, let me speak to that one just a little bit, because you mentioned viewing ads and not receiving daily profits. I'm going to kind of go out on a limb here and share a sneak preview of what's coming. And this, again, this we're hoping to have this available by as early as next week. But what we have designed is the moment that you finish viewing your third ad, you will receive a notice that tells you you've just been paid. And you will see that within a matter of minutes, that the funds will become available in your wallet, in your ad pack wallet, and you'll be able to start either purchasing additional ad packs or request a withdrawal. So there's a really cool feature there. But the truth of the matter is, when you meet your daily requirement to surf those 3 sites, and you have active ad packs in the system, you are in fact receiving daily sales commissions, and they will be displayed on your dashboard.
Oh, that's really exciting, what's coming. I have a couple of more questions, Doc, if you don't mind. Why did the site get launched before it was completely migrated and finished?
That's a great question. The truth of the matter is this. This kind of goes back to what I was talking about a little bit earlier. When Profit Clicking began the negotiation stage with Mr. Mann and Just Been Paid to acquire Just Been Paid, there was a master plan put into place to start the migration process. Now, unfortunately, there were some circumstances that developed in the business world, in the online world, that necessitated that time frame being moved up significantly. And we found ourselves in a position where we had to start the migration process about 4 weeks earlier than we anticipated. And for those of you that may have ever had experience in working with companies, just try to imagine putting together a timeline and a plan of action to take an incredibly complex international organization and migrate it into a new system that has a lot less potential liability for the members, that has added potential for profits, additional products and services, and all the things that are coming along with this. It's a much more complex process than most people would ever dream of. But the truth of the matter is, we found ourselves having to begin that process 4 weeks before we anticipated having to do it. And so we found ourselves, trying to do 4 or 5 days worth of work in one day. We've literally had our teams working around the clock, and we are doing in days and weeks what most organizations take months and years to complete. And so hopefully you'll understand that even though the migration has seemed to take a lot longer than it should have, the truth of the matter is the reason why that's happening is because we had to start it much sooner than we anticipated, and so a lot of those pieces had to be moved into high priority mode, you might say, or I call it fire drill mode. We've literally had teams working around the clock, and so we are just about out of that. In fact, we're just finishing the last couple steps of that particular piece. By early next week, like I said earlier, you'll see the main components that you're familiar with and Just Been Paid, and then you'll start to see some of these additional features and services coming online. And you can expect to see Profit Clicking continue to evolve over the next several months. It's just going to get better and better and better and better. Does that help with your question?
It certainly does. And that fire drill, everybody's going to be really excited when it all comes together. I have a couple of more questions, if you don't mind, and then we'll start opening it up for Q&As from the members. Doc, why is it so easy to fund and buy ad packs, but it's not so easy to withdraw our earnings?
Dale, that is a great question. And the truth of the matter is it actually is a lot easier to withdraw earnings than you think. This kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier. The challenges with the withdrawal process have to do with completing the rest of the components to move from the manual system that Just Been Paid had to the fully automated system that Profit Clicking is rolling out, number one, and also getting through all of the approval processes with the different payment processors and so forth. It's actually quite a complex, complicated process that we have to go through. And so why it may feel like that it's real easy to put your money in and hard to get your money out, the truth of the matter is our goal is to have it be user-friendly all the way around. And you can have confidence in knowing once these automated components are in fact completed, you will find that the ease that you now have with purchasing ad packs, you'll have the equivalent of that in the withdrawal process as well. And we'll have the ability to give you a much closer expectation on when the withdrawal will actually be completed. So don't give up. Be excited. It is definitely being completed right now, and I have full confidence that our members are going to be very, very pleased and excited with that process once it's done. I wish I could tell you that it's done right now. I can tell you that there's a tremendous amount of energy focused on completing it, and we fully expect that to be literally within days.
Okay, Doc, thank you. One more question. How much longer will the beta portion last, or the beta testing?
Okay, that's actually quite a loaded question. Let me answer it two ways. Again, our goal to complete the migration from Just Been Paid to Profit Clicking, that piece which would include the components that Just Been Paid had. Our goal is to have that beta stage completed next week. However, there are a number of additional products, services, features, and resources that are going to be added to Profit Clicking. So I want you to know that there will be some pieces of the website that are going to seem like they're ongoing. But once we have everything fully functional, a lot of the beta steps will be taking place on a testing server, and by the time they actually go live, our members won't have to experience any of the beta stages. By the time they're actually live to our members, they will have already been through beta, and they'll be back into the full function stage. Because of the time element and the need to get our website up as quickly as possible, we actually had to launch portions of Profit Clicking in the beta stage. And I know that created a lot of frustration for our members, but it was very important. And, I had this conversation with Mr. Mann, and one of the things that he said, and I'll just share this with our listening audience, he says, Doc, in the industry, typically what happens when an organization reaches a place where they have to go through some restructuring, every other organization out there that's provided a potential similar to what we have has just simply closed their doors, and the members have lost their money. And the truth is that was an unacceptable thought or consideration for Frederick. And so what has happened is rather than shut everything down and just go through all the steps and get it all done and then bring it back up, we didn't want to jeopardize our members by having them be at risk at losing their teams and be at risk at losing a lot of the momentum that they had built. So we took a big gamble, and we launched many of the pieces in the beta stage so that people at least had something they could work with. And I'm very proud of the fact that members have been able to actually purchase ad packs for quite some time now, that commissions are in fact being processed, and that those components have been actually functional. But I do apologize that out of necessity, we had to launch several pieces in the beta stage. You can have confidence in knowing that our goal is to, as we bring on these additional components, to have them as perfected and tested as we possibly can before we launch into the base. The only reason why we've let anything come out in the beta stage is simply because we felt like it was in the best interest of our members to support them in helping to keep their teams active and to help people feel confident that what they had built and just been paid is still here. We didn't want people to feel like they had lost in any way. And so Profit Clicking, even though it's a whole new organization, agreed to assume the liabilities and all of the commitments to payouts and so forth that Just Been Paid had in their system. In order to make that, to carry through on that commitment, it required things like a small reduction in what was potentially paid out on the ad packs and the old JBP system and things of that nature. But I think when you really look at what's actually taken place and see where we're at, you'll have to agree that the right choice was made, because, we could have just closed the doors and shut it down for 2 months and rebuilt the whole thing and then fired it back up. We felt like that wasn't in the best interest of the organization or our members, and we didn't want to create we didn't want to instill that fear and that level of loss and all that. So our goal is to have people feel confident, have people understand that we care primarily. In fact, this is one of the things, another thing that Frederick is really adamant about. Our members need to know we care about them. They need to know that we're doing everything we can to hear their concerns and to make sure that the necessary resources are being dedicated to addressing those concerns. And from my perspective, I can tell you with full assurity, ladies and gentlemen, that is in fact the case. There is a tremendous amount of energy and effort going into that. And I think you're going to see over the coming days that the response in all of our systems, how fast you see your daily profits come up, how fast your withdrawals work, response time on support tickets, all of those components you're going to see really, really improved in just the coming days. Does that help, Dale?
I'm sure that it does, Doc. I know that there has to be a lot of members that are feeling much more at ease. You've taken a lot of time to go over a lot of things this evening. In fact, our time is almost getting a little short, but I wanted to throw in a few fun facts that I wanted to share real quickly. And one is that Profit Clicking has gained 1,023 new Twitter fans this week. Woo-woo, that's pretty exciting. We're growing so fast. And our Alexa ranking has increased in the last 90 days over 11 million%.
Wow.
Now, that took some figuring out on the calculator, I know, but that is huge, absolutely huge. And we have around 3,000 to 4,000 a day new members. So that is so exciting, and we are really going places with Profit Clicking. And so now I'm going to open up for questions, and I will ask you, if you have a question for Doc this evening, press *6 on your keypad in just a moment. Just a moment, don't do it yet. And here, that's going to confirm your request. So press *6 on your keypad, and you'll hear the prompt in your ear that's going to confirm your request. And let's see, we've got some questions going, Doc. So I'm going to ask for your first name, please. So when you come on the line, please give us your first name so we know who we have on the phone. Thank you. And our first person is...
Yes, Doc.
Hello, who am I speaking with?
Okay, Harold from Fresno, California. Now, this
Hi, Harold. How are you?
Hawaii? No, I'm California, but I'm okay. You like that one, don't you? Okay. If I have a person in my immediate downline, let's say, and that person has a lot of positions in the company, but they do not have any major money in their office wallet. And let's say they have an emergency come up, and they want to see about selling some positions to say like myself, and I have the cash, let's say, to advance them on an emergency that come up. Is that possible? How could it be done? Or is it, have you ever heard of this situation?
Let me see if I understand your question correctly. What I'm hearing you say is you have someone on your team who has a lot of placements in the system, but not much money in their wallet, and they want to transfer the value of some of those placements to you, and you would give them the money. Is that what you're asking?
That's correct. That's correct. And then they're not leaving the company, but they just want to liquidate. They have an emergency come up, and they need to liquidate some positions, to take care of a contemporary emergency, and then, boom, I just cash them out. And
all right, that's actually a great question, Harold, and the simple answer is we've actually had that discussion on the table. We have not finalized a policy yet. We have a list of things that we had to get done to get the migration completed, and then we have a wish list. And I can tell you that a similar feature to that is actually on the wish list. I can't tell you how soon it would be in place. What I would suggest in that particular situation is to send a support ticket in and clearly identify what you're proposing, and so that we're very clear on specifically what you're asking, and we'll see if there can be something that could be done to facilitate that specific request, because it's not part of our system yet. Does that help?
Okay, yes, but I'm just bringing up something that I have encountered, and rather than make a personal loan to them, I was just thinking if a person could just be able to transfer some positions, and that way, they don't leave the company or nothing's rocked the boat, as they say. Just go right on.
And
that's actually a great suggestion, and we'll definitely take another look at that, Harold, as soon as we can get to those particular items. Unfortunately, we don't have the capability to do that right now. But like I said, there might be a way to facilitate you personally through the member services area. That would be my best guess.
Okay, I would like for you, at whatever time this has been addressed by the company, I'd like for you to share it with us on one of the conference calls so people throughout, all the people on the conference call would be aware of it. What could be done.
You can be assured of that. In fact, you'll notice if you don't know this already, we send out a daily update now, and one of the goals with this live Thursday night call every week is to give people an opportunity to be familiar with the updates and things that are taking place.
Because most people.
Harold, thanks for that question.
Yeah. All righty. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Harold. We're going to move to the next person because really we just have a few minutes left here. And first name, please.
Hello.
Hello, what was your name?
My name is Bimelak.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that either.
Bimelak. Hello?
Yes,
hi,
go
we
ahead.
Just couldn't get your first name, but go right ahead. Sorry.
My question was, is there any thought of putting some type of targeted traffic in profit clicking?
I didn't hear the question, Del. Did you hear it?
No, and I think the problem is his phone is breaking up just a little bit. You want to try one more time?
Hello, can you hear me?
Well, keep going. Yes, so far.
Yes, I was wondering if there was any thought about putting some type of targeted traffic system in profit clicking.
Some kind of targeted something.
Targeted traffic.
Targeted tracking?
Traffic.
Oh, targeted traffic.
Yes.
Do you mean like to be able to go in and buy specific traffic to a specific type of a website? What do you mean by targeted traffic?
Like advertise certain type of things, in front of people who are actually interested in, the type of things that you're advertising.
Oh, I think I understand your question. So what I'm hearing you ask is there a way that when somebody puts their websites in the traffic exchange to be viewed, that those could be viewed by people who have an interest in specific types of products or services? Is that your question?
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you. That's actually a great question, and that's another item that's actually being discussed in our development phase, is the ability to have members go through some type of a questionnaire, or we could identify through Google Analytics what they have an interest in, And then the websites that they view when they go view those would be more on the level of what they have an interest in. And I can tell you that's in our master plan. It's not completed yet. I can't give you a date when it will be. But it's a great question, and it's something that we're definitely looking at.
All right, thanks.
You bet.
Thanks so much for joining us this evening. And we do have time for a couple of more questions. And in the future, Doc, we appreciate you addressing so many questions to begin with. That's on everybody's mind. And so in the future, we will have more time for questions for the members. But we'll move right along to another one. First name, please.
Hello, hello. Do we have somebody on the line?
Nobody's there. The line's open up and no one's there. So we're going to move quickly to the next person. Sorry that we missed you. First name, please.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hi. Sure can. Your first name, please?
Yeah, this is Jay in Arizona. Hey, quick couple of things. By the way, one of the other big, large online companies, they had their Liberty Reserve account sent to limited status, and there's been quite a few issues over the last few months with Liberty Reserve going forward. Are you contemplating dropping Liberty Reserve?
Okay, the question, if I understand it correctly, was there have been some challenges with Liberty Reserve, and do we anticipate dropping Liberty Reserve in the future? The truth of the matter is Liberty Reserve is actually utilized by many people more internationally than they are here in the United States. We've actually worked very, very hard to keep a good relationship with Liberty Reserve. Not just Liberty Reserve, all of our payment processors, and we're always looking at adding additional processors as well. As far as specifics pertaining directly to Liberty Reserve, as long as Liberty Reserve continues to be agreeable to work with profitclicking, we're going to be agreeable to work with them. Simply because we have so many international members that utilize Liberty Reserve. And I can tell you again, that's another item that we watch closely, and a lot of resources have been dedicated to not only keeping that particular payment processor active with our organization, but the others as well. So
okay, and then I have another comment. I have another comment question, which is my downline is pressing me on the fact that if profit clicking has it's all based on income streams coming in and additional income streams to keep the financial health of PC strong and viable. What one of the downline members is pressing me on is they're saying, why don't all of us members that want to get completely out of profit clicking and just be done with it, why don't you just charge us like 25% and just credit our payment processor account for the full balance? There's hundreds of members in my downline that are absolutely frustrated beyond their years, and you understand why.
You're talking about the fees that have to do with moving money in and taking money out?
No, sir. I'm talking about the huge delays with the processing.
Oh, yes.
I've got my downline. My reputation is tarnished now because of this. And bottom line is this. I'm speaking for the largest majority of members that have been in this program back in the JBP days. Another thought that I'm getting pressed with constantly is about the matrices. When in the world are the matrices ever going to come into fruition? There's just been so many delays and such frustration, and all we're ever getting in the conference room is nothing more than generic replies, which is patience and just, hang in there and hang in there. Bottom line is this. If this program doesn't start with paying its members within another week or so, the conclusion is that it's just going to...
I think I got it. Okay, yes, I understand the frustration, and the members are getting paid. The frustrations in dealing with the payment processors that we have is, unfortunately, some of those issues are completely outside of our control, and some of them have to do with the actual migration itself. Like I said earlier, there were a lot of components that we can take responsibility for because the migration process itself was very complex, and it just took a lot of time to get done. But if you'll follow, there have been payouts. There's a lot of people getting paid. There's people getting paid every single day. And our goal is to, every single day, to get that process down closer and closer to being able to deliver in a reasonable time. And you can expect to see this happening in the next couple of days. I've been in close contact with the IT department that handles all of the processing, and like I said, not only is the daily sales profits, getting those listed, reported to the dashboard page in reasonable time being completed, but also the process of being able to withdraw funds and have it happen in a lot more timely fashion. So we do understand that very, very much. We're working on that, but there are people getting paid every single day, and I just invite you to remember, in the old system there were daily limits. In the new system there are no daily limits. Everybody can request, and the closer we get to having that automated system completed, the faster that process will happen. So thank you for that question. Dale, I know we are running out of time.
Boy, we really are, Doc. Okay, we really are, and I want to thank those few people that got in for their questions tonight. And I know, Doc, that you had some closing remarks that you wanted to make, so I'll give the call back to you before we wrap it up for the night, okay?
All right. Well, what I want to leave you with tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Really stop and consider why profit clicking is so much better than anything we've had in the past. Profit clicking is not only bringing all of the components that Just Been Paid had, but we've got more automation. We've got when you see the business building packages coming together with the affiliate websites and the banners, the quality of the training materials, the new videos, the additional product streams. The one other question that our gentleman asked that I didn't get a chance to answer was the panels. The panel system has also went through a redesign process of its own, and you will see the panel system coming back online in the next couple of days as well. That's just nearing completion as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is an incredible time to be part of profit clicking. I know you've heard this before. Being at the right place at the right time is very, very important, and I can assure you that this is the right time. Profit clicking is the right place, and not only do we have the ability to offer what you came to love and enjoy with Just Been Paid, we've also got many additional features and services coming online that are just absolutely going to knock your socks off, blow your mind. I mean, Dale, you mentioned earlier the 11 million% increase we've had on Alexa. That's just a drop in the bucket to what we have in the master plan and what's coming. So I'll tell you, I'm excited. I'm excited, and it's an honor for me to be here. And I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Thank our callers that called in with questions. We appreciate that. Please come back and join us again next Thursday, and I will turn the call back to Dale.
Okay, thanks so much, Doc. And this is such an exciting time. I mean, we are just starting to gear up, excuse me, right now. So it is time to wrap up this call for this evening. There is such a fantastic, exciting future for all of us right here with profit clicking. And this will sound very familiar, and Doc uses this himself. You are here at the right place, and it's always the right time at profit clicking. So I ask that you watch for the daily updates for this call as well as archive calls. And I want to thank Doc. Thank you so much again. I want to thank our listening audience for joining us. We will be having another call at 9 p.m. Eastern Time next Thursday. So watch for your emails for details, and God bless you all, and good night. Thanks for everything, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Doc.